Welcome to my presentation on how to take action towards your dreams when you're a busy mum. What I'm going to do is to take you through a set of questions that you need to ask yourself every time you set yourself a goal. And it's really important that if you've been working towards something, perhaps it's losing weight, perhaps it's creating a new business, if you're struggling to take action towards that, so you've got this goal and you're really struggling to make progress with it, then it could be that one of these questions is out of alignment and that you need to go back and address things to make sure that you're really setting yourself up for success. So the first question you need to ask yourself is, can you see it? Can you see yourself in complete clarity achieving this goal? And more importantly, can you see yourself after you've achieved it? What will be different? And you have to create a vision that is so powerful, it's going to really pull you forward, a really compelling, clear picture of what life's going to be like after you've achieved that goal. So number one, can you see it? Can you really, really see it happening? Because if you can't, then you need to do work in this area of belief, visualization techniques, and getting really clear on what it is that's going to happen for you, so perhaps your why. And all of this is available in the More Movement training library. So pop over there and have a look and watch the videos for those different areas. But you have to learn to see yourself clearly having achieved this goal. Then you need to ask yourself, how does achieving this goal make you feel? It can't just be about ticking something off the list or external rewards such as money, power. It has to make you feel something. You have to feel empowered. So looking at the More process, it's the E in More. You have to feel empowered by achieving this goal, because that's going to keep you moving forward. So you have to attach a real sense of enjoyment. You have to make sure that you're going to enjoy the journey, because it's not all about the end goal. It's about really enjoying the journey towards achieving that goal, and it all then starts to empower you and make you feel strong. So how does going for this goal and how will achieving this goal make you feel? Make sure that it creates that feeling inside you, and it's not just ticking something off a list and you're doing it because sometimes that means that we've taken on someone else's goal as our own. So someone said, oh, you should do this, and you think, yeah, maybe I should, but you haven't really committed to it and you're not really feeling it. So you really have to feel it. Number three, you need to ask yourself, what will you get from doing this goal? And, this could be something inside yourself. It could be a new skill. It could be a monetary reward. It could be extra time with your family. So what is it specifically that you will get from doing this goal, from achieving this goal? And write that down. You have to have some sort of value for you for doing this goal. The fourth question is to ask yourself, what do you have to sacrifice in order to go for this goal? Because quite often we have to make decisions. So if you're going for a goal, which means that you actually in the short term spend less time with your family, whereas your big More vision, your big goal is to spend lots of time with your family, there's a complete incongruence there that is going to stop you moving forward, because you're going to feel like it's not right for you, because you're trying to spend more time with your family, but in the short term you're spending less time because you're spending all this time achieving your goal. So you have to be aware of these sacrifices. You have to write them down, acknowledge them, look at them, and ask yourself if that short-term sacrifice is worth the big vision, the big dream, your big More goal. And then it becomes easier. Whereas if you don't address it and you don't look at it, then it's all that unknown, and that really holds us back, and we can't put our finger on it, but something's not right, and then that stops us going for it. So you have to acknowledge the sacrifice that you need to make in order for you to make that sacrifice willingly, that's going to then take you towards your goals. Number 5 is how long until you see the results of your goal. Now this is all about setting your deadline. So when you look at SMART goals, again in the More process training vault, I've got a video on setting SMART goals. You have to see results. You have to put a timeline to your goals, and the shorter that time frame, the easier it's going to be to motivate yourself towards taking action. If you set yourself and start with like a 5-year goal, then to keep momentum towards that goal is going to be near impossible. So what you'd need to do is break that down into smaller, manageable sort of 3-monthly goals. So that the shorter the time frame that you can set on your goals, the better and the easier it's going to be for you to create traction. So if you haven't if you're thinking of something at the moment and you're just not making headway, maybe it's setting up a business, because that can take a long time, and your goal is to start my own business so that I can spend more time with my children, then that's too big. That's a big long-term thing, and you're going to lose momentum with that. So create a goal which is, to get your first sale, or to do something smaller. So make sure that your time frame isn't too long. The next thing you need to ask yourself is, are you in control, and can you make the decisions necessary in order for you to take action? And this is all about making sure that we pick things that are inside our sphere of influence. If we pick things that other people control, if we make a decision and a plan to go towards a goal that we are not in control of, we're just going to get frustrated. So this applies that if you're trying to you've set a goal from a promotion at work, you can do everything you can do in order to achieve that. But at the end of the day, you're not in control. If someone decides that, there's cutbacks, or there's no promotions, or it's completely out of your control. But what your goal could be, that you are going to give an extra level of, you're going to do all of the training necessary in order to put yourself in the position that, if a promotion was to come along, you'd be in the best stage. So hopefully you can see the distinction there. It's about it's making sure that your goals are completely under your control and it's not reliant on anyone else. And the same with the decisions. Are you in a position to make those decisions? So if one of your goals is to move house and you live with a partner or a husband, you have to make sure that they are also, that you have the power to make that decision that you're going to move house, or you have their support, which we'll come on to. Number 7, again, so this is the support. You need to make sure that you're being supported in towards your goal. If you're trying to go towards a goal and you've got lots of resistance and you have no support, then you will lose your way. We all need that support. And if you don't have that locally, then that is where the More movement comes into its own, because you're jumping into an amazing community of people that are all moving towards their dreams and goals, and you can be a part of it. Or you find yourself a mentor, or you find someone locally that can support you towards going for your dreams, because life gets in the way. You will start and something will come in the way, and you will stop and you'll lose your way, and that is where your support network needs to come into play. It's very much similar to Weight Watchers and those things. People that go to the classes get significantly more results than those that don't, because you are part of a group, you are taking action together. Same with the gym. If you struggle going to the gym, then adding in a gym buddy, someone that you're meeting there, is going to make you far more likely to go, because you don't want to let them down. You have to go for them, and that's where accountability really comes into its own, because we're okay, it's mad, but we're okay about letting ourselves down, but we don't want to let other people down. So that is why you need that support network and that accountability, level of accountability. So in the More movement, we have accountability partners and circles, which will keep you moving on track, and it's that which will keep you creating action and taking action towards your big More goal. You also need to ask yourself whether you have the time. Do you have time to do what you need to do in order for you to achieve this goal? Now, as busy mums, it's very easy for us to say that we don't have time, and it would be true. We're trying to juggle way too much, especially if you're also working and you've got more than one child. I don't know how you cope, but you have to make the time, and that is where that really powerful vision and that really emotive why is so important, because that is what's going to keep you moving towards your dream and your goals, and make the sacrifices that you need to do in order to do what you need to do. So it's really important that if you're thinking that I just don't have time to be creating my business, I can see it and I want it, but I haven't got the time, then you need to think, how can I create that time? Okay? How can I create that time for me to work towards my dreams. Now, I'm going to hopefully come up with a lot of strategies that I'm going to implement, because I am the same. I'm a mum and I'm running a couple of businesses, and I struggle. I've always struggled before I've had children with not enough time. But it's about working efficiently. It's about getting the most out of the time you've got. We all have the same amount. It's the one thing in life that we all have the exact same amount of. There's 24 hours in a day, and and you look at some people that achieve so much in those 24 hours. They haven't got more time than us. It's just that they're doing things differently. They're working cleverer. Perhaps they're more focused. They're able to ignore the chatter that goes on. They're able to keep off of Facebook, and they're able to do things in a clever way that means that they get more done in a short amount of time, which leaves them more time. So one of the decisions that I've had to make is, I used to really like my soaps, and I've given them up. I don't really watch them anymore, because that time, that hour a day, makes a massive difference to my productivity. So is there anything like that? If when you say you don't have time, is there some time? Can you get up half an hour earlier? In your lunch break, instead of just going out for a sandwich, could you use that half an hour to do some research? Can you find ways? So I'm starting to do blogging audibly. So I'm dictating and then I'm getting it transcribed, or I'm using the dictating thing on my iPad, so that if I'm waiting outside in the car and I've got 5 minutes, I can get a blog post done. There's always time. It's just looking at it creatively. But if you're approaching your goal and you're just telling yourself, I don't have time, then it won't happen, because you've given yourself that excuse. You have to commit to find the time, and you have to commit to do the action. Number 9, in a similar way, is, do you have the resources? So if you're trying to set up a business and you need an X amount of money and you don't have the money, that's going to stop you taking action, because you don't have the resources, or if you don't have a skill, or you don't have the team behind you. If you don't have everything you need, then you're not going to be able to take action, and that's going to hold you back. But instead of thinking about what you have, what you don't have, you have to think about, well, how can I get it? So if you don't have the money that you need, ask yourself how you can get that money. How can you get those resources that you need? And there's a great Tony Robbins quote that I've seen recently, is, it's not about the resources that you have, it's about your resourcefulness. And that's such a skill to have and develop, is learning to create those resources and get the most out of what you have already got. So all you really need is you and your commitment to doing this goal and to achieving this goal. Everything else is irrelevant. You just need yourself and your commitment, and make sure that all these all these boxes are ticked, and then you can go towards achieving your dreams. So now you have all of those in place. If you've taken your goal and you've been able to say yes and everything's in place, then you're in the perfect place to take action towards your dreams. You can now go ahead knowing that you will have success in whatever you go to achieve, whatever it is you're trying to achieve, because you've made sure that all your groundwork is in place. And if you would like more support in achieving your goal, then I would love to invite you to come and join me and the More Movement for less than a Diet Coke. It's such an amazing community of people just like you, and they're all making their dreams come true by taking action and following the More programme. And the More programme is all about looking at this stuff in more detail. It's looking at it's giving you strategies, it's giving you training, and it's giving you support so that you can take the action necessary towards creating your dream and making your dreams come true. So helping you get really clear on that goal, making sure it ticks all the boxes, keeping you accountable towards achieving those goals, and helping you with your belief in yourself and your achievement. Helping you with your relationships. So if I just explain more stands for motivation, M, O for opportunity, R for relationships, and E for empowerment. And the way it works is, we look at your motivation, we look at why you want it, and we look at your dream, setting your dream and setting your goals. O, the opportunity, is all about looking at all the opportunities that are available to you. So looking at your skills, looking at your enjoyment, your passions, and how we can create an opportunity from that for you. The relationship is looking at yourself, your relationship with yourself, and how you feel about yourself and those around you, and how we can create ourselves a support network, and also building relationships to help you achieve your goals. So who do you need in order to get what you're trying to achieve? And the E for empowerment is all about you. It's looking at you and how you feel. So real sort of looking after yourself and making sure that everything you do makes you stronger, keeps you in flow and moving towards a really happy family life. Because at the end of the day, when we really look at everything behind what we're doing, it is to try and empower us and to make us enjoy our lives. It's learning to really enjoy the journey, and not just focusing on the goal. But at the same time, we're moving you towards achieving those goals. So it's all about empowering, making you stronger, making you the better version of yourself that you can ever be. And as this is for mums, I'll say this: if you're doubting yourself at all, just remember what you've done. You have created a living, breathing human being who is growing up to be an amazing person, and that is down to you. And the fact that you've been able to create a human being surely should be enough proof to you that you can do anything that you set your mind on. You don't need to know how. You have no idea how that baby formed inside you and how everything happened. It still happened because you went with the process. So take what you can from that. Take the fact that you are a powerful human being that has created another powerful human being. And the fact that you've done that means that you can do anything you set your mind to. And also as a mum, the fact that you can juggle 101 things with no training at all. You're bringing up an amazing person with no training at all. You're juggling 1,000,001 things and you're staying relatively sane, means that you can do whatever it is you want to do because you have the skills. You have all the skills you need. Okay, that is why I love working with mums and why I think that we all should be going for creating as much excitement and getting more from life in every possible way that we can. So again, I would love for you to come and join me on the More Movement. Just head over to victoriacaseborn.com, and I look forward to working with you and having you as part of the More Movement, and for me to keep you accountable to achieving your dreams, because it's all very well doing the dreams and the dreaming and the wishing, and just be careful of wishing your life away. You have to take action, and only then will your dreams start to come true. So have a great day, and thank you so much for listening.